Hi guys, hello, hi. All right. Hi guys. Welcome in. Hi guys. If you are just coming in, make sure you guys let me know your zodiac sign. Hi. Hi Leah. Hello, hello. This is the first time I've seen you on my live. Scorpio gang's here. All right. Cancer. Oh, yeah. It's honestly, I just put the pigtails on because I was having a terrible hair day. So, yeah. All right. So that being said, we're going to get into, I think there was a request from someone about the person's most toxic traits and that they wanted to know that, but I didn't want to like just kind of be on that trend. So I thought I would do this person's most toxic trait or red flag and their best quality. Okay. Cause I was trying to like, I was like, I don't want to go like, not like, I want to make everything positive, but I also don't want to make everything like a Debbie Downer in this video. So I thought I'd give you guys a little mix of both. So we're gonna start with Gemini since it's Gemini's birthday and go all the way to Taurus. So we're gonna go from Gemini to Taurus today. And that's what we will be doing. All right, so if we have any Geminis in the chat, say hello. But we're going to get started with Gemini gang, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we have going on for you? 1 second. There's one more card I want to pull. I came on randomly. I honestly wasn't going to come on, and then I was like, no, I'm going to come on. So I changed my mind. All right. Things in there. All right. All right, so we're going to get into Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Happy birthday to my Gemini gang. And we are going to get started with my Geminis. We're going to see the best and worst quality of the person on your mind. So Gemini, let's go there like red flag, worst quality. And then we'll get into the best quality here for Geminis. Okay, let's see what do we got going on for my Gemini. The worst quality. Okay, Gemini, this person, when they talk to you, they're holding a lot back. They act excited in front of your face, Gemini, like they're super happy, super excited, but there's something that they're holding back here, possibly a secret with the moon card, or just they hold back their fears. This could be someone who, when they talk to you, it's always very positive, but not deep. It is surface level for the most part here, Gemini, and they get bored, and they actually talk to a lot of people other than you, just to remain entertained, and they talk to multiple as well here. The Seven of Pentacles, it means they drop things out of a lack of pursuing them anymore. So they tend to truly never really commit. They get very excited, and they accept, a lot of the lessons learned in relationships. They know this is a fear and a problem that they have, that they let go of things too fast, and that they don't. I don't think they've had very long-term relationships, Gemini. And if they have, they maybe had one and that was it. They're not insecure. What I like is that they're not insecure, or they have good health, but they just don't commit. They get bored in connections. And they just often feel like, oh, why am I feeling like I'd rather be better on my own? So this person could be like a loner. This is someone here who maybe has never been someone who's really committed. I feel like they've always started out like super excited, always looking at how exciting it'll be when they get into a relationship and how good it's gonna get. And then the reality starts coming in of just like the day in, day out daily life, and they get bored of the daily life in a relationship and they check out. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing here when it comes to their negative quality, or a bad habit that they have, is that they get bored. So let's get into their best quality. What is this person's best quality here? Well, they're super communicative and they take decisive action. It's not someone who would make you wait. And they always are expressing positivity about the future and always wanting the best for people. They're very inspiring to others, and they always have a positive outlook on life, I feel. So that's one of their best attributes, that they're always radiating a positive energy. And when it comes to showing their time and effort, they do show you their time and effort, and that they want to work on it. They're very generous with the time they give you. I feel like this person always wants to go out and do things with you and be with you. I don't know how long it's showing. It's really interesting that their worst quality or their biggest red flag is nothing that they're showing you. And it's really interesting because it's what's here, the Four of Pentacles and the Moon card, which means this isn't something that they're showing you, or even something that they've indicated to you would even be an issue, because they're appearing as someone inspiring you about the future. This is someone here who's making you feel like they're worth a long-term investment. So it's so funny that their worst quality is something that you wouldn't even be able to recognize or feel. So I don't know if it's someone you're just recently talking to, or someone who just hasn't done that to you. Maybe they feel like this connection even here, Gemini, is a little bit more sincere or special to them because they haven't gotten bored of you yet. But they do have a fear that they're going to just one day just not want to, they're going to disappoint you because they won't want to continue it anymore. Like they won't have the desire. Because here with the Page of Wands, they have like a youthfulness, or it's a burst of energy. But it doesn't mean that burst of energy can be maintained. I think they're like holding back that they do this. I don't think you know that this is a trait. Yeah. A very positive, optimistic person who's showing you time and energy and commitment, and you're looking forward to being with them. So so opposite. Which is a sneaky behavior when you're seeing that Moon card and the Four of Pentacles. It's like, yeah, because they don't talk about the times they lost interest in people. They don't want to scare you off. So they probably won't be telling you those things that have happened. Why would someone want to tell you that? Especially when they haven't felt that yet for you. That they haven't gotten bored yet. They haven't gotten disinterested. They don't want to tell you that because they don't want you to worry or hold back from them. They like what you're giving. They like what you're doing. Thank you, Basette, for the follow. When it comes to the energy surrounding you, it seems like there's a lot of optimism that would match with what I was saying about the positive qualities. There's a lot of optimism. There's a lot of passion possibly between you two. And maybe you two really enjoy. I feel like there's a connection around the future, what you guys have ideas for the future, the way that you future think, the way life should be, or how to make the world better. Like you two may like set off on those things or have very like-minded visions and get excited about talking about reaching new heights or new accomplishments. Like you both have this jet setter mind. And this is a unique relationship, I feel, that you might not have felt before, or something in you where you're excited about the relationship, Gemini. It makes you happy to a degree, or makes you feel excited for the future. But you also, I don't know if there's something in this connection where I'm not going to give it all. There's a level of, let's not give it all up too fast. Let time run its course out here with Aquarius energy. It's like, I don't want to be immersed in emotion. And actually, when we're looking at this, there's no emotional cards in here. There's no cup energy. So this could be something starting out as friendship, or just something that's exciting and passionate, and you two are just two like-minded individuals. But what's strengthening the connection is the time and effort willing to put into it. And again, there's like a positive way of your outlooks on life that also bring a flair to it as well. So that is what I see here for you. You could be dealing with an Aquarius or a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. I also see Aquarius here again. And we see Pisces. So that is what I have for you guys. All right, moving on to Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is Cancer's reading. Their person's most positive. Well, actually, it first goes their most toxic trait or red flag, and then their best quality. Sorry, I drew a blank there. You're welcome, Regina. All right, this is Cancer's reading. Their most positive, no, sorry, their most toxic trait for Cancer. This person's most toxic trait. Okay. Your person's most toxic or negative trait here is that they lie about how they truly are feeling in the moment. When you two argue, or there's a fight, or there's a situation that arises, this person disconnects and you can't gather where they are emotionally. So that they like to spend a lot of time alone. A lot. With the Hermit card here, they're always self-reflecting, and they don't like to really tell somebody how they feel up front. They really need time to process. It's not that it's not necessarily a red flag here. It's more of a toxic. It's an issue for you, because the issue here is that by the time you're aware of it, it's taken too long for them to let you know. Like, this is someone here, Cancer, who may not tell you until 3, 5, 4 months later. Maybe it took them a year to tell you something, or months to tell you something that really could have been resolved in the moment. And it's one of those situations where we can't really ever fix the problem, because I can't go back and change my communication style or how I treated you in those moments. So I really would appreciate if you would tell me, at least within the first couple days, that you're upset. But instead, they isolate themselves and they need to process, because they're unsure if they Well, one, they may not really be processing it because sometimes they just, okay, I'm not going to focus on you. I'm going to go focus on this. I'm not going to focus on you. I'm going to go focus on this. But when they start internalizing and being like, aha, no, this is what's bothering me, then by the time that they've told you, time has already passed. And so now they're just burying old resentment. And it's hard to let things take its natural course in this relationship, or there's always a delay because you think you guys are getting off to a great start or everything's fine, and then all of a sudden they're going to get mad at you and tell you about something you did months ago. It's bullshit to you. It's like, I can't fix what happened a couple months ago. Why are you getting at me like that? Like, why are you just trying? For you, it might feel like, why are you just trying to pick a fight with me? Don't pick a fight with me right now. Like, I'm happy, or we're happy. Why you got to ruin the moments? You know, it could be something like that. Like, their timing is so off. It pisses you off. And it delays your progress because they're telling you always at the wrong time. So that's a really toxic trait of theirs, is that they're never quite honest, or they're white lying, saying everything's fine when they could be not okay. And you wouldn't emotionally know because this person doesn't like including people into their own internal processes. Sometimes they don't even realize it, you know, until it's just so stacked up, the emotional delay or numbness, that they like, you know, they hit you with this information that's very sharp, and, you know, this is a problem, you need to fix it. And it's like, the fuck I do? Like, this is delayed. Like, you should have told me then. So I don't know, you may just feel like this person likes to start fights or something. All right, let's get to their best quality now. That was to the point. Best quality. Okay, this person's best quality is how they always take initiative when they want something. With the Ace of Wands being here, this is someone who can push past their fears. This is someone here who gets excited about a dream and pushes to it. This may be someone here who loves to move or travel or see the world with a different eye and makes you look at life differently. They also could be someone with a lot of life experiences. I get someone who really loves traveling here. Aquarius gang, hi. We are doing Aquarius in a little bit. We're going from Gemini all the way to Taurus, so hang tight. With the King of Cups, they're peacemaker. You know, this person naturally here is very patient when it comes to making decisions. When they make decisions, they're quite patient, even if they do have an explorative mind and an enthusiastic mind. They're not reckless, they're wise, and they can be very compassionate emotionally. And they're very giving with their time and energy to you, you know, to make you feel important, to make you feel cherished or loved. I feel like this person really does try to do that, by always wanting to do life with you and explore life together. I'm being a very explorative person. You also know here with the Devil card that this person, like, even if they tried to leave you, they'd come back because they're so bonded to you or so bounded by you. They may be a little bit domineering as well, or easily distracted sometimes, but I feel you always know that they're going to come back to you. So there is a sense of loyalty as well. And often the loyalty can even come off a little bit like jealousy, but you may like it because I'm saying this is their best quality. So I can't imagine you hating that quality in them. It's like you kind of like knowing that this person always chooses you. But if they're not choosing you, then they're completely choosing themselves. So you always kind of know where this person is, I'm getting. So let's see here the energy surrounding the connection for Cancer. This person has taught you what you need to release in your life, what you need to let go of, always makes you aware of things that maybe you weren't aware of. And this may be someone you end up having to release, but here with Saturn, they're going to teach you a lot of lessons. Saturn's a tough energy to deal with, okay? Because when we're talking about Saturn, this feels restrictive. It feels like a lot of struggle. Learning that love takes patience or hard work. It's not easy. And that, I need to maybe, even this person may be teaching you, or you're teaching them, like, how to grow up, or how to grow up, or how to grow within a connection. But it's definitely through a lot of struggle. Like, this is not an easy relationship. So I think Saturn in the South Node, oh man. But again, it helps you flourish too, to be the best you can be. So thank you, Rose. So that is what I have for you. Signs you could be dealing with. We have Aries, Capricorn, Scorpio, Virgo, Scorpio, Leo. All right, moving on to Leo. All right, Leo's next. Just so you guys know, I don't have the board or the timestamps, so we'll see. I know I'm going to be getting hella comments tonight about timestamps, and I do not care. So heads up. I don't know how timestamps are going to be looking. I hope you guys can figure the times out, because I'm going to bed immediately after. Thank you, Johnny. Hi, Lovesy. Hi. All right. So we're going to go into Leo. This is going to be this person's most toxic trait and their best quality. I just realized, like, actually writing on the board, one, I got a lot of negative comments about the board when I was actually trying to do it to be helpful. And then two, I don't know what point 2 was, but it just was like, I'm taking the board out. I thought it was going to be a positive thing, but it turned out to be more of a headache. Oh, point 2. It actually takes more time for me to, like, write it and then post it, because then it extends the time that you guys are actually watching it, So anyway, we're going to get into, so that's why the board is gone. Sorry, but the board's gone, because I was like, why am I getting so much hate when it's actually a helpful tool? Like, all right, we're moving on past the board. I'm like, if you guys figure out timestamps, great. If not, hands up in the air. All right. That being said, we're going to get into Leo. This is going to be their worst trait and their best quality. All right. For Leo, the person on your mind. Okay, so Leo, this person's worst trait here is that I'm hearing that song by Lana, Ride. I don't know if you guys know it's Ride. And when I look at this card, it's like the birds are chirping in this person's ear, and they're just like, oh my God, information overload. And I'm hearing, I've got a war in my mind. So you can see here, like, they deal with a lot of arguments or a lot of inner conflict in their mind, at war in their mind, I feel. And this can lead to some bad health. This can lead to them with the Temperance card here, just going through big emotional imbalances. Okay, like 1 minute they're fine, the next minute they're just like real down. And it can be hard to deal with their emotional waves, I'm hearing, because they're constantly got birds chirping in my ear. I got demons in my head and they won't go. And they won't go. I don't know, I'm hearing something like that. I mean, it's fine, but like the good part is the Star card. I think they have extreme faith, because even when I'm getting the negative here, the Star card appears, which means this person, even though they sometimes deal with really bad health, or maybe they deal with anxiety or something of that sort, or maybe they just can't handle drama or stress, or they're dealing with a lot of heavy drama and stress, which could be this person's most toxic trait, is the people that surround them as well. The people that's in their ear, and also the things that are in their ear. But that being said, here with the Star card, they have an extreme amount of faith, Leo. So I guess there's something about maybe they're religious to an extent, or if they're not religious, then they just have an extreme amount of faith and perseverance that actually allows them to detach emotionally from others. So if others are the worries to their stresses as well here, Leo, it's like they can kind of become very cold or detached from it. They can even ice you out and detach from you, and you could be right next to this person and not feel a lot of warmth or energy from them. And it may be very hard for you because their coldness isn't intentional. It's just they're off. They're not really present with you in the moment, I feel, Leo. And so it can make you idolize them more. Like, I feel like you're the King of Wands here. And with the Six of Cups being here, it's saying it makes me want you more, but it also makes me idolize a version of you that I like love, but may not be true to who they are. So that could be the worst quality about them, is that they're inspiring, they're exciting, and they can have a very childlike energy when they're turned on. Like when they're on, they're playful, they're charismatic, they're charming, they have a jovial joy to them, and they feel really good and happy to be around. But the negative to this is that they can be very cold, detached, withdrawn, and needing to be alone, and also maybe fighting you because you don't agree with what they want out of life. And if you don't agree with what they want out of life, they can throw tantrums, like bad tantrums, where they're like kind of like telling you off. I don't know, like keeping their heart out of it, making you feel like it's their way or the highway possibly here. They could just be chirping in your ear until they get what they want, which I just don't know how that's going to work for a Leo. I just see a Leo being so over it, which you could be, but like, yeah, that's their worst quality, is that they push people to believe their beliefs because they feel like they have faith that things are going to work out, and they have faith that even through all the drama and the headaches and everything, it'll be worth it. And you have to believe in my vision and my purpose and where we're going. And again, it could just be bossy energy, and I feel like it's an influx of dealing with their ups and downs that bothers you too, something like that. Okay, let's get to their best quality, because that's their worst. But it's really interesting because the worst is kind of mixed with a positive attribute, but I'm getting a lot of fights too. Like, I remember when there could be a lot of fights about things that, well, we used to be like this and we used to be like that, and now we're not like that anymore. And that's why I'm not talking to you, and that's why I'm distant, because it's not the way it used to be, and I want us to go back to how this was. And it's like, I don't know if that's, I don't know, I'm getting someone who maybe feels very naggy to you as well. Okay, let's go into their best qualities. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of different ways that their optimism and their positivity can come off actually quite, like, even if they think they're being positive and uplifting, you feel like they're just in your ear And then when they're not in your ear, they're completely detached and ice cold. Because like a Queen of Swords is an icy one. Well, their best quality is that they are mutable. So I'm getting like a Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, Gemini. This is someone who changes and continuously is evolving and inspiring change in their life. It's okay. You can watch Cancer on YT if you missed it. And they believe in their change so much and that change will be happening for them. They tend to be a very thank you for the flower crown. Thank you. They tend, Leo, to be a very optimistic person. So, and they do believe in the fantasy, but the fantasy can actually create, even if it is a little delulu, sometimes they end up getting what they want because they're so hell-bent or strong on their belief that it can happen for them. They just need to stay optimistic. They just need to remain a dreamer and remain loving and keeping themselves open to love, that they end up being able to get out of their own way, recovering from any mental issues or they find ways to relieve themselves from stress because they are always manifesting a way forward. I feel like you have a very spiritually, not like the Hierophant, like traditional spiritualist, but a very new wave thinker partner. Like they do believe in manifesting, or they do believe in like everything's going to be working out for me. Even from this negative situation, something good is coming. Like that's this person's energy, and that is their most positive trait because it does all end up working out for them somehow. And at the same time, they're very generous and giving too. This isn't someone who is greedy. Okay, this is someone very giving with their time and their energy, and they try to give their love. And I think that makes them a really overall positive person, even though they can be annoying. All right. Let's get into the energy surrounding your relationship, Leo. Yeah, an optimist, someone who's forward, always, looking towards the future of exploring, like let's explore this, let's go here, let's look into the unknown, and someone who kind of shoots their shot in very unique different ways, but they always, so I feel like this person has extreme luck. Like I am getting even Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So I'm getting that this person may be a very lucky individual. But it's like optimistic and a freedom thinker. And at the same time could be, what did I tell you? They're like spiritual. We got water energy here. So a Sagittarius would be like a water placement. But we see Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Sorry. So this person could be naturally optimistic when it comes to their spirituality, behind the emotion of why we do whatever we do, and is very intuitive and compassionate. And that's kind of what you can see in their most optimistic traits. But even their negative traits can sometimes to you bother you because I don't know, I'm getting like a chirping energy there. And they could feel like very forceful when they want something done or need it. Okay, could be dealing with a Libra, a Sagittarius, a Leo, an Aquarius. Yeah, they get fixated. They must have like fixed and mutable energy. I'm getting a fixed mutable sign, like wherever that combo is, because then we go into Pisces and Virgo right there in their positive trait. But their negative trait is very fixed. And I think since you're a fixed sign, Leo, sometimes that can be, that's two stubborn ass people. All right. We are moving on to Virgo. We're on Virgo. All right, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is for you, Virgo Collective. We're going to do their worst quality or their red flag, their worst trait, and their best quality. Virgo gang, what is the person on Virgo's mind? Worst trait. Worst trait. Ooh. They can't change their they can't change their energy. They're still very defensive and protective of themselves, and they're not really allowing change into their life, Virgo. This person has dealt with, I mean, it's a hard not life for us. It's a hard not. I don't know, maybe this person has dealt with familiar issues, like family issues, or I'm getting someone who feels very estranged from their family in a way. But with the Six of Cups here and the Knight of Swords in reverse, this is someone who's very angry or hostile when it comes to, they have a lot of anger, a lot of pent up anger, a lot of sorrow about things that have happened in their past that they haven't fully processed. And so they can't really allow love in with the Two of Cups and the Ten of Swords. And they don't know how to change the energy because they're just still in a survival mode. I feel like this person, has gone through like survival mode, and they naturally are very discerning in who they allow in. This is someone here who may always feel like there's always someone coming attacking them or challenging them. And so again, this kind of starts from I guess since childhood or something like that. But with the Knight of Swords in reverse, this is very angry and has a hard time being objective, and they lose control. And I honestly think that this comes from a feeling of anxiety, a feeling of fear. Maybe they always dealt with money concerns. They could have been abandoned as a child. That's why I'm hearing, it's a hard not life for us. It's a hard not. Yeah, something like that. Also, like, side note, like, I'm getting someone, their parent was not like there for them. I mean, maybe in adulthood they are, but I feel like this person had to maybe support themselves as a child, or like often was always like wondering where their parent was, something like that. So I'm getting a very inner child wound. Like they fear the thing they want the most, right? They fear the thing they want the most. So it needs, yes, this person, damn, yours got deep. I don't like this one, Virgo. And if it's not that, the other second message I'm getting for Virgo, if it's not that, then the second message here for Virgo is they're still in love with someone from their past and they haven't gotten over an ex. Because sometimes here with that Two of Cups, that's love and romantic. The Six of Cups is tricky because the Six of Cups can talk about childhood. So that's why I'm saying some of them have a inner child wound. When I'm looking at this, it's just screaming that to me, because I am a visual reader, not just what the cards mean, but the Six of Cups does represent childhood or nostalgia. And sometimes here with that Two of Cups, they could still be angry at a past ex who triggered an inner child wound of abandonment, which double confirms what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm done. But those are my two stories there. So they have a hard time cultivating what they want out of life. Let's get into their best quality. This person's best quality. Hi, Dee. This is their best quality, really? I don't like this. Best quality. I feel like my cards did not hear me. I guess this one's to be noted, so I have to bring it up again. This person has been very quiet in going through that trial of recognizing the issues because they numbed the pain for a very long time. Okay, this is someone here who's numbed their pain, Virgo, for a very long time. That it's very hard for them to confront it. It's a trial process as they sometimes they don't know why they're so withdrawn or bored, or that they need to. I'm getting someone who may be an avoidant or someone who just does not really allow people in. And it's just because that's how they process pain is I need to be away. I don't need to be around anyone. I don't need anybody. I need only myself. You see how this person is just hugging themselves like I don't need anyone. So here with the Wheel of Fortune to the Five of Pentacles, this person has had some good things happen to them or has good things on their side. But again, with the Five of Pentacles being here a second time, I guess this is almost like a refusal to let scars be like the past doesn't bother me or my past doesn't define me. Like this person doesn't think their past defines them. They're not like Virgo, they're not like on some big spiritual healing journey. I feel this person's like life happens, shit happens, that's life. Oh well. Like they're that kind of person that shrugs their shoulders and grinds. Okay. But here with the Chariot card to the Ace of Swords, that mentality or that belief that like life goes on, I'm gonna move on. Oh well, like that point of view that they have helps them move forward. Whereas other people may be like, I need to heal my inner wounds. I need to heal this. I need to heal that, blah, 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 blah. It's like sometimes when you go down that dark rabbit hole, it takes you a really long time to dig yourself out of the hole that you had to remember and then dig. So that person's not going to be doing that here. That person doesn't do this. This person, forward momentum. I will assert my own will into my next beginning. And it's that determination of forwardly looking at where's that globe going, where am I going, that personal direction of keep going. Like they have some like mantra about keeping their head up and keeping going. That's how things end up working out for them. And that's why this is their best quality, which, to you may be like, yeah, but that bad quality is really bad, but they don't allow people to. They're very quiet about that with the Strength card. They think that's just their scars and they carry them with pride. That's this person. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to keep your head up, keep swimming. Like this person's got momentum in them to always just keep going no matter how hard it is. I'm just feeling like this person's got a lot of grit or something. All right, so let's see the energy surrounding this connection. Could be dealing with a Virgo, but this person has a lot of integrity. Okay. They are a person of service. They like being of service to others, and they can be, that could be this relationship is that it helps someone learn about themselves here. Like maybe you're someone who's been a healer. Virgos can be healers by nature, and try to service others. So I wonder if you've kind of come into this person's life to help. Well, it's interesting because it says childhood relations, early learning, and the rational mind of communication. So I wonder if you're coming in to kind of help service some inner wounds in them. Interesting. Yeah, you're helped to grow and expand them, but it's not in an easy way. It's in a tough lesson. Like, this is hard work and a struggle because this person may have to go through peeling back layers of themselves that is hard to deal with, but also helps expand and grow them at the same time. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this relationship brings a lot of tension, but it has potential to flow and be a very rewarding situation as well. But again, with that Saturn energy, it's tough. It's tough to get through a relationship like that. It's just eight house came out. It's a transformational relationship. Okay. Signs you could be dealing with: Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Gemini. I didn't tell her I was coming on, so it's my fault. Gemini. Ah, no. Okay, good. All right, next, Libra. Libra moon, Libra sun, Libra Venus, Libra gang. We're going to go through this person's best and worst quality and the energy surrounding this connection. All right, so the person on your mind's worst quality. Okay, their worst quality is that this person can be super generous and giving, but it comes with a feeling of I owe you something or you owe me something. Like I gave you this, so I was expecting this in return. There's always something behind the generosity, or there's always something behind the reasons why they're giving you something, whether it's information, money, or their time and effort. Like there's always a reason for them doing something. It's not out of just because I want to. And it almost is giving here like you owe them something. Two of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Empress in reverse. It gives a feeling of, well, how do we grow? Or, but this person, again, they're always saying, oh, I'm always here to help you, or I always want the best for you. I always want the best for you. Then why are you holding back all the goodies then with the Four of Pentacles? It's like, oh, I want the best for you, blah, 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 blah. But then why are you holding back for me? This person may hold back or not tell you things until after they've happened. And you're like, well, why didn't you tell me those things were happening? Oh, I just don't like, this person could be extremely secretive and makes you wonder, like, why were you holding that back from me? Makes you feel indecisive if you can really trust what this person says. This person also is like one of those kind of like people in your life where they'll be like, "Yeah, I can't wait to see you. I miss you so much, Libra. I miss you so much." And then it's like, "Oh, but I'm super busy. I can't." And it's like, I feel like there's a feeling of, well, I'm getting a sense it's not going to work out then, because it's nice that you're building a dream, but like when it comes to the reality of it, you're not giving me any of your time or your energy. So that's their worst quality, is that they make you believe in a dream, or they make you believe and inspire that something's going to happen, and that they're going to be super giving with their time, their energy, even maybe their money. Like they may say they got like money like that, but eh, and that doesn't line up with the way that they act or their habits. And there's something off about them in that way, where you start to like just feel maybe like a phony energy, or you just start to feel like, I don't know if I really feel that you're giving me the time and energy that you say you want to give me. And you keep inspiring these new ideas that we're going to have this life together, but I'm starting to believe we're not going to. So I feel like it's fluff. I feel like this person's a great like a salesman or sales pitcher, almost in a way where they can make you believe anything, but then all they do is make you look in the mirror like, am I the crazy one? And that could be the problem, is that you're always like two different ways about it. It's like, well, I'm excited, I'm inspired, but then as you sit with it in time, you start to realize like nothing that they've said has happened. Like, you said you were going to come see me on Saturday, but all of a sudden you can't. You said we were going to go on a vacation, like, in July, and now it's June, and I still haven't heard anything. Like, make it make sense. Like, it's something like that. They keep inspiring you and they get you excited and you believe it. And then you start being like, am I crazy? Or like, I feel like you need to start writing down everything they've said. All right, let's get to their best quality. That's their worst quality. What's their worst quality? Okay. This situation will not end between you two. I know, like, what I'm saying may sound like, dang, it sounds like we're going to break up soon. But the death card, this person is not over you and does not want it to end by any means. And they will have a realization that they need to put more time and energy into you. And they may, always be having this inner calling in them to invest their time, try to be helpful, try to be reliable. Maybe they're going to have a realization they need to show up more. They're super attracted to you. They're also a super attractive person as well, Libra. I feel like this person excites you. They make you, I told you, this person draws people in. They draw people in. They have a very positive mindset. They're always looking at moving a situation in a positive way. And I feel that it's more of the energy around them, the confidence in them to get what they want out of life. That, and I don't know how to explain it, but like, you see life with them. You see life with this person without them needing to say it. But they are also, one of their best qualities is that they're naturally attractive. Like, they definitely make people's heads turn. And I think people naturally, when anybody first meets your person, they like them. Like, this is someone that I believe when people meet them, everyone says, "Oh my god, I love him. I love her. Oh my gosh, they're so great. They're so great." Like, when they do great at meeting new people, and people naturally feel like they have some trust or comfortability around them. Like, people don't get weird around them, or very charismatic, very loving, very attractive, optimistic person. This is someone who, when they set their mind to something, it'll be done. And that's where it may be tricking you, because it's like, if everything you set your mind to ends up happening, how come with us it's stalling out? And that's where you may be getting frustrated here. But I feel like you'll start to see a change in this person. I just want to like say that. But yeah, this person, naturally, people see their, I don't know, they have like an aura to them that just draws people in. This person inspires others. They have like some presence that is hard to, it may be hard for for them to realize, but it's also hard for other people to realize this person's magnetism, like extreme magnetism of this person. Yeah, fire sign could be dealing with a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, but this is someone who's confident. This is someone who's passionate, can be brave and just do things and succeed in them. But they could deal with a lot of opposition, because when you have a magnetism to you, you're not always just getting that positive energy. The negative is that you can get people that are envious or jealous, or you can always be dealing with a power struggle, because people feel your energy when you walk into a room and are like, that person, that's the one that's grabbing the attention. And so that could be something about this person as well, is that this person naturally has like a fiery or like a very dominant presence when they walk in a room, that it makes others shift or change and oppose them possibly. But to the other degree, it can really draw people in who do like them. I feel like if people don't like them, it's just their own insecurities. So, because if that's a natural thing that happens to this person, and you've never even talked to them, then they're dealing with their own problem, And then we see a sextile here. So this relationship for you can be one of tension and of flow, but in the end can be very rewarding. So yeah, there's tension in it, but it does end up being rewarding possibly here. I see Libra at the end of the deck. So maybe you're dealing with another Libra. I see Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio. Aquarius, Libra. Strong air energy too. I mean, fire and air. All right, next, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, this is your person's worst trait, red flag, and then their best trait, okay? So this is Scorpio, worst trait. Indecisive, can't make a decision. Two of Pentacles, Justice card, that's it. Indecisive and cannot make a decision. Always, yeah. I don't know. Maybe, what do you want to do? This person could be a people pleaser as well. Just have enough guts. I don't know. Call me, maybe. So do you like me? I don't know. Maybe. They do not commit. They have a hard time making decisions. I'm going to be honest. Scorpio, this is someone here who could love bomb people. And that could be one of their biggest red flags, because when you see a Seven of Cups, an Ace of Wands, and a Lovers, this is someone here who makes people feel like they're falling in love and then, isn't really sure themselves if they're really in it. Okay. So that could be something with this person, is this person has a way of making people feel like we have the same values. I choose you, or I do really want a relationship, and they act very confident, and they make you believe in this a potential, but really they're not even sure of it themselves. So that could be one of their biggest issues, is that they really never decide on a person, and they can often make people, I don't know for them if it's intentional, but other people naturally fall in. Now I want to say other people fall in. Other people can't read this person very well because they're always unsure or indecisive, that it makes other people want to be decisive and choose them, right, Scorpio? Because when they're the ones who are kind of unsure, it draws and allures other people to push in and come on to them. And so they not naturally have a hard time with options. This person also, one of their negative traits is that they can get a lot of people into them, and then they don't know which person they want. Sometimes with the Seven of Cups here, it can be someone who has many options, too many romantic connections, that I feel like this person has a very laid back approach almost here, where I'll let the people who decide they want to stay, and whoever doesn't. Weird energy here. That may not resonate for a lot of people. Okay, so let's get into their best trait. This person's best trait for Scorpio, a person on their mind, their best trait. This person makes me laugh. This person's always open to a new adventure here with the Fool card. Like, this person's always willing to begin again, or, take a leap of faith. This person's not afraid to go into love. It's once they're in midway or in it that they start to be unsure of it and maybe flake. But I feel like in the beginning, it's always so exciting and fun. And this person is emotionally expressive and can outpour a lot of feelings onto people. But then later, I keep getting that they just want me to explain it can be a positive, but it can be a negative, because this person has a very youthful excitement to them, where it can feel, because with all this ace energy, they always make people believe, and including you, that something new is starting for them, and that they can be open and happy for love and life. Yeah, let's get it. Okay, like, they have a super outgoing, happy-go-lucky personality. But as they get into it, they start to take their hands off the rein, and they start to lose sight of where they were really going. Like, I just wanted to go have fun, right? And that's totally the Fool card here. Could be dealing with an Aries or a Cancer. And there's someone here who right, like, even in this Fool card, you don't know that you're going off a cliff. And right then they start to lose sight of, wait, what was I doing, or what was the point of this? Like, I didn't really have intentions to be serious, or I didn't really have intentions in what I was doing. I just wanted to feel the experience itself, right, Scorpio? Which can often make them feel withdrawn or bored in their relationships and situations. And then this person can also be very emotionally naive, because they're not thinking about consequences to it. They just want to go in and have fun and see what happens. But what can happen to this person is that they can get manipulated as well. This person has dealt with a lot of endings in their life. So, one of their best qualities is always being able to open up to a new opportunity. Always, they can always go at it alone. This person does have a survival mode energy to them where they do have like a lone soldier, lone wolf energy, where even if they're bringing in lovers and people, they're not settled on one specific person. This isn't someone who's settled on one specific person. They're fine being on their own. They don't really need a partner. If they have one who, they end up finding great, but if it doesn't happen, I can manage myself. And I guess it's that is their best quality, is that this person can be a loner and can be on their own to survive. They don't need you to survive. It's a choice if they want you. So, yeah, they're not a codependent energy. They don't have codependency problems. And it could have been hopping in so many times into different love situations that this person developed that trait of not needing to be codependent on others. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for their positive traits. It's kind of weird. Some of these people's positive traits aren't completely positive, but they can. I'm hearing it's like almost like a badge of honor for someone to get through transformative cycles in their life. Okay, that's what I'm getting at. So let's get into the energy surrounding the connection. This person's considerate and fair, and the relationship is like there's a fairness to the connection, but there's also an intuitive element to the relationship, a trust process that you two may share with each other. It may be on a spiritual level that you two just have a way about always understanding the other person's point of view. And with House 12, I wonder if this is a psychic connection or it feels like a very personal, intimate, transcendent relationship that helps heal your karma. And with the North Node, I think that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to be a relationship you're destined to have so that it propels you forward and can also heal you. And you may be very receptive to this person because they're easy to get along with or be with romantically. Could be dealing with a Cancer. Scorpio, strong water in this energy. Aries. Gemini. Libra. All right, next, Sagittarius. The person on your mind's worst trait and best quality. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Hold on, let me fix the cards here. What is their worst trait? That came out immediately. Worst trait. Sagittarius, those person's worst traits are when there's fights, they go silent and they ghost people. With the Five of Swords and the Four of Swords, I feel like when it comes to fighting, this person can be a ghoster. This person will kind of numb it out and isolate. Some of them just need rest, but even when they're resting, their heart really isn't in it. This is someone who, when they're stressed, they can say hurtful things and then leave for periods on time just so you can remember the last things they said. Very icy person. With the Five of Wands in reverse, this is someone who compromises on their needs a lot of times just in order not to fight. This person be like, yeah, it's fine, everything's good. No, yeah, I agree. Like, this is someone, Sagittarius, who may agree with you all the time, but in actuality, they don't. They just feel like they don't want to fight with you. So the problems don't really get solved, or there's not a true resonance between you two because you guys don't actually want to fight or go actually have the real conversation. So you just go through periods of time without, it's like sweeping it under the rug, so to speak, is this person's worst quality. Just sweep it under the rug. It's fine. I don't feel like fighting. Yeah, like let's just come to a resolution. Your opinion's your opinion, my opinion's my opinion. And it's like, well, that's still leaving a big issue in the room. So you two may get into repetitive fights. With the Two of Cups being here in reverse, this is a repressed emotion, delaying their emotions, and then ultimately going through phases of deep sadness that they have to process afterwards because they couldn't feel it in the moment. This person just ices out. Like, they do something where they ice out, but they don't actually go through an emotional process. So then they experience the emotional process later. And so there's so much repressed emotion in this person that they tend to, and it's usually because they're always compromising on their true desires and needs. So that's another worst trait about this person, Sagittarius, is this person compromises their own needs and desires so that they don't fight with you or anyone else to that matter. Like, this person hates fighting with people. Could be dealing with a Libra here. Maybe a Pisces. Okay. And their best quality. This person's determined to move past their insecurities or their fears. Like, this person with the Chariot card to the Eight of Swords, like, this person is always feeling restricted or feeling bound or helpless in a degree to their circumstances, but they really do have a lot of willpower in them to realize that it is in them to kind of like expose and confront any fears or doubts they have. So this person's very determined to get past issues and do what is necessary, even if it means holding back or holding on. This person knows how to persevere, I feel, more than anything else, and that is their strongest quality. Here with the Star card being here, it's like this person inspires transformations. I feel like this Death card is this person inspires transformations or goes through a lot of transformations within themselves. And that actually can be this person's biggest strength, is that they have a very strong belief system, and they have a strong belief system, and that's their belief system is what keeps them intact to keep going. Okay, so let's see the power of this, not the power. Let's see the energy surrounding this connection. Thank you guys so much for liking the live. Thanks. Okay. The Fire card has been my card of the night. You could be dealing with the fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. And this person has extreme passion and bravery in moving forward in love, and they want to give and receive love. So the connection between you two is a very loving, fiery, passionate connection where you two can see each other's beauty, even in the negativity. It's like you two may choose each other. This person's a very committed, loyal person, I feel. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. All right, moving on to Capricorn. Signs I'm seeing: Taurus, Pisces, Cancer, Sagittarius. All right, and that's all I'm seeing here so far. All right, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The person on your mind's worst trait and best quality. So let's see. The person on your mind's worst quality. Worst quality. This person leaves situations very fast without emotionally processing, and may like end everything as we're friends to everybody. So with the 8 of Cups and the 6 of Swords being here, I feel this person emotionally walks away. They mentally detach from others very, very quickly. With the Fool card being here, it's like they're always opening up to a new beginning without actually healing wounds or closing doors. And then stating, yeah, and like they go through all these endings with people. I feel like this person doesn't have real sincere friendships or lovers in their life, possibly because they're always just like surface level, or they don't emotionally invest in people very deeply. It's like they tap out and they're always looking for something new. And then when things end, they just tend to friend them. Like, we'll just be friends. And so then they have all these loose ends of friends that they still sometimes go back to. And they're always like opening and closing doors everywhere. And so also this person may be like a workaholic. And again, like, I don't know if they have like a job that's very social in nature, but this person's quickly always getting themselves into things. Or they're like this or they're like yeah, it's giving someone who sweeps people off their feet. This is their worst qualities, that they sweep people off their feet and then friend zone them. That's what I honestly, that's it, Capricorn. That's what I'm seeing. And this is someone who either emotionally and mentally detaches from others because I don't want to work too hard, or this is getting too hard. So I'm going to quickly move on, focus on my work, and we can still be friends from time to time. And they do this with multiple people. And that's their worst habit, is how quick they move on from things. Could be dealing with an Aries or Sagittarius here. All right, best quality. That one looks quick. Wow. I feel like this person loves adventure, or they love an adrenaline rush here, Capricorn. Like, they always want to be doing something. Yeah, maybe this person can't sit still kind of energy. You know, their best quality is still a very tricky quality here with the Magician card. It can feel sometimes like manipulation or trickstery energy, even in their best quality, because they're very quiet about what they get into. With the Strength card to the Ace of Wands, they don't tell people their business, and it's a good quality because when it comes to getting what they want out of life, or when they move towards a goal, they're very quiet about their goals, their passions, or what they want. They need to rest, they need to focus on their work, which we see that here with the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. This person's very hardworking. And that's a very positive quality, is that they are hardworking, but they're always very quiet about what they're doing, or where, like, what's their next project, or where are they moving to, or what are their dreams, and where's the potential of this. You know, they keep that quiet. They like just to see what happens. I'm not going to tell you what I want or what's going to happen. I'm going to just watch and see what happens. But what ends up happening is this person's very good at twisting things into their favor. And so they're always moving, and destiny and luck is always kind of on their side because of the way that this person's very quiet about how life is turning out for them. Like they don't tell people about, oh yeah, I'm applying for this job. No, I'm going to tell you once I got the job. I'm not telling you before I applied for it. No. Same thing with a relationship. They're not going to tell anybody about a relationship until they've been in about it for a year. I was like, oh, you were in a relationship for a year? Yeah. Got a baby now? What? Like this, that's how like I don't think this person's intentionally trying to be secretive. It's just I don't talk about it until it's done. And so with the Knight of Swords being here, you may talk to them and they may be super action oriented and telling you about all the things they did, and you're just learning a lot about them and what in their life and what they've been experiencing. Like when you get on the phone with this person, it feels like you've missed like a whole season of an episode of a story, because they just always have something going on in their life. And so, yeah, it's like every time you talk to them, you may be talking long periods of time with this person because they live a life, you know. With the Magician card in reverse, this person may not always be telling the truth about the actual situation and how it got there. You know, with the Magician in reverse, it's like sometimes this person has a little bit of a trickstery energy where I'm hearing like the ball is always in my court, meaning I'm controlling the narrative. But I guess that works for them because then things always end up sounding like it's always going their way. Everything's always working out for them. How'd that happen? Oh, it just happened. Like, but that's not the truth of how it happened, right? So it's like they skip parts of a story just to get to the big moment. It's like, nah, that's not how life works. You don't just get to that big moment. How'd you get there? They don't tell people that. So something, but it works in their favor, I guess, somehow, because it makes them extremely charismatic and it lures people in because they just look like an exciting person who just, wow, your life, you know, like they give like influencer kind of energy where it's like, yeah, my life is great. I have this great family, you know, and it's like, because it's all of what they showcase. It all looks great, you know, but it ain't. Okay, something like that, you know. Yeah, I'm just hearing it all looks great. But then I guess when they think like that, or they keep themselves in that mindset, one, other people believe it, and then those things end up happening anyway. So when they are telling you something, it did happen. Like I don't think they're lying that it happened for them. It did happen, but like they only keep the good parts in, you know? They're only keeping the good parts of the story in. All right. Which I mean, a lot of people do that, right? I guess that's a normal thing. All right, let's see the energy surrounding this relationship for Capricorn. Oh, that's too many. Could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. There's an objectivity between you two. I don't think you get. I think this person that's on your mind, you're not obsessed with, or you're not like, you like them, but I don't think you're infatuated or there's a deep passion between you two. But I do feel like you're open-minded to them and you enjoy talking to them. I feel like this person is someone you could talk to for hours with. And this person has helped you learn a lot. Man, Saturn and fire has been the signs of the night. This relationship could be one that feels restricted because it requires a lot of patience to learn what needs to be done to make it work. So yeah, you're dealing with yes, we communicate, and I feel like there's wisdom between you two, shared wisdom, shared conversations, deep insights between you two. And this person, what you share with them is the exploration of the mind, and the movement of the energy hasn't really happened yet. And that's where it could be feeling very restricted, is that the communication's there, the connection's there, but the energy hasn't fully been experienced, maybe due to struggle or restriction. So that's what I'm seeing for Capricorn. Signs you could be dealing with: Leo, Gemini. I told you there was air showing up. I see Aries and Sagittarius. So I get all the fire signs and maybe some air here. All right, moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius, this person's best and worst quality. So we're going to get into the person on your mind's worst trait and then their best quality. The person on Aquarius's mind's worst trait. This person doesn't think about things too much, and it is a negative trait. Like I just keep hearing this one. Don't think about it too much, too much, too much. But in a negative, like not in a negative, but it's at a detriment to them, because when you keep making foolish risks over and over again just because you felt like it, they can end up in some serious troubles, by always just being in the moment. Like this person's deals with extreme FOMO, Aquarius, to the point where it's ignorance is bliss, to the point where you're always saying yes to the wrong thing, to the bad temptations. You don't know when to say no. Everything's yes. They could have addiction issues here. And with the Page of Cups in reverse, they may spend a lot of time alone, and they're happy spending time alone sometimes. I'm also thinking someone could be a little bit emotionally immature, just doesn't see consequences to like actions and just acts on actions alone. Like, why would you do that? You may hear stories from them and you'll be like, what the, like you may enjoy the stories here, Aquarius, but you'd be like you thought that was going to be a good idea in what world? And you may be friends with this person. Like, I'm not even getting that you and this person are that romantic with one another, maybe, but this person's a little wild, reckless. And with the Five of Wands here, they're always in between. They're always in the in between, and they balance like different areas. So it's either like they're very work focused or they're very focused on their romance. And then they never, like, they're always like spending time alone to a point that's like too extreme, to then going out and experiencing too many things all at once. So it's like, I think this person's an extremist almost. It's like in it for all or not at all, and so they may deal with like I get someone who's like been scammed before, or like just someone who just gets into things and you're like, how did this happen to you? I don't get it. I don't know. Like, this person has some negative qualities where it's just like they just don't think too hard and they just do it for the fun of it, and then it's not fun anymore. And then they may have gone bankrupt a couple times or something like that, with severe money issues because of their inconsistent behavior. They have an inconsistent behavior where they do it just to F it. Let me do it without fully thinking it through. That's their worst quality. All right. Best quality here. I feel that this person's very good at making people feel like they are self-sufficient, that they're comfortable in who they are, and that they're fully integrated. Like, I don't know, this person just feels like they're fine with their life and the way it is. And that may be inspiring to you, Aquarius, because you're so forward focused and you're always looking at what's going to happen next. Whereas this person doesn't look at what's going to happen next. They just live in the moment. And so you may get inspired by this person that they're just sufficient in the way that life is, or they're okay with where they are. Like they're not looking for more beyond where you tend to. So I think this person is good at feeling like they're comfortable with their life. They're building the life visualized. They're able to stay in the present. They're able to find joy and peace in the day to day. They can make you feel at peace with emotional uncertainty just by being in their energy. I'm getting a very calm, relaxed person. And with the Knight of Cups, it does make you believe in maybe a fantasy, or makes you believe to dream that I can stay here too, or I can stay in it. And so this person can allure you into making life feel possible, or making the world feel better than what it really is, right? Like I'm getting something like that about this person, where they just bring for you a sense of joy and kind of like a dreamlike fantasy, but you like it. I mean, you like it. It makes you feel good. They have an independence to them too, but it's like their independence doesn't feel cold or detached. It feels warm and open. They're very inviting and loving and very sweet. They may inspire you. All right, with the Star card to the Three of Swords here and the Lovers, this person may inspire you to heal from, previous relationships, and they may make you feel like you could see and choose a relationship with them. And that, yeah, I feel like this person brings a lot of faith to you that maybe this is my partner, or this is someone I could choose as a partner. So if not, you just feel that you two share the same attributes and what you want out of life, and you both share a lot of personal beliefs, and you may have known about their own heartbreaks or what they've dealt with, that they inspire you to move forward as well. I feel like this person's helps you to move forward. And while they can be a little bit reckless, they can also be extremely inspiring to you. Tell me about the energy surrounding the connection. This person helps you think, helps you communicate, helps you learn. That's why I said this. Could be dealing with a air sign or a Virgo Gemini here with Mercury. I can't take all those. Could have a cardinal sign. I think this person has a very pioneering spirit. Like they just do things for the hell of it, and it inspires you to just do it because you have fixed energy. This person may have cardinal energy, Aries, Libra, Cancer. Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. Okay. So someone who has a pioneering spirit and can feel like a boss or a leader in a way to do things. And that may help you with your Mercury energy, help you innovate a life that you would like to cultivate as well. So I feel like this person helps you cultivate the life visualized, because that's what they stand as to you. That's what they look like to you, a life visualized, a life you could have with them visualized. And that's why this person is showing up like this. I feel like that's a very positive attribute there. Could be dealing with a Gemini, a Pisces. We also see Capricorn, Leo, and Aries. All right, Pisces. I am going through the reads quickly tonight. Thank you, Marmar. All right. So Pisces, this is the person's best and worst quality. Let's get into their worst trait here, Pisces, their worst trait. Okay, Pisces, I feel like this person might want to be careful with this person. With the King of Cups and the Sun card here, their worst trait is that they appear very patient and optimistic. You feel like when you're around them that they're very peaceful to be around, just a happy-go-lucky person. But with the Empress in reverse, this is someone here who can be very negative minded, actually, and that they don't see things. Oh, thank you, Musica. Thank you for the raving snail. Thank you. This is someone here who could kind of trick others. I mean, this is someone here who can be very impatient. There's someone who can be impulsive when they don't like the way things are looking. They will quickly move on and lie about the reason they've moved on without really telling you why. This is someone who moves on quick and doesn't tell people why, but it's just because they've already gotten a better option with the Queen of Wands. They're already attracting something else. There's someone who can move on while being with someone else. So, right, they make you feel like everything's going fine, it's all good, and then quickly, they'll move on to someone else. So this is this person's worst quality. And, sometimes here with that King of Wands in reverse, you're dealing with someone who makes foolish risks and can charm others into believing everything's great, but quickly, move on to their next desire or person. Because sometimes when you're dealing with a Queen of Wands, and a King of Wands, this is someone who can move on very quickly from others. So yeah, I feel like this person you want to be careful with. Like, I get someone here who lies and quickly moves on from people. I'm hearing this song by Rihanna, like, make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world. Like, this person may make you feel like you're the only person in the world, but in reality, it's the complete opposite. Like, they have the same line for everybody or something. I'm just getting a very charming, manipulative person who makes it all seem like everything's happy and go lucky, but is really just charming to like get their way or manipulate to get their way and try to find the easiest way for them to get what they want and then get out of there. Let me get what I want from you and let me get out of there. Oh, shit. Yeah. I feel like this person's trying to be more patient and learning how to be more patient with the Page of Pentacles, but this person quickly ends things. All right. Positive traits of this person or best quality. I do feel this person's trying to end that quality because it's showing up like I need to end that quality in me, or I'm trying to find consistency, or I'm trying to find ways I could show up more consistently for the people in my life. So they may be aware of this. Best quality. Best quality here. Okay, best quality here for Pisces. This person makes you feel like they're choosing you. You feel like, yeah, you know, I said make you feel like I'm the only girl or I'm the only man in the world. This person does make you feel like that. They make you feel like, I'm hearing that song, I Got You, Babe. And this person makes you feel seen and held, and that you two share the same beliefs. And this person makes you feel like they chose you. And I feel this person may be like an extremely picky person. Like they don't really choose a lot of others, but they chose you here, Pisces. They're not the most emotionally open, but they do have emotions, but it takes a while for them to trust. And so with the Queen of Pentacles here, one of their best attributes here is that they can be emotionally open and sensitive and caring and compassionate, but they don't give that to everyone. So what it can feel like is with you, you get like an exclusive access to them that not a lot of other people receive or get. So you may feel like you're getting a look inside of what other people can't see, but they still emotionally know when to leave the past behind. You know, this person has left the past behind and has been doing, I feel like one of their best qualities is that this person first chose themselves before they chose a relationship. So yeah, one of their negative qualities here, Pisces, could be that this person was quickly like in and out of other situations, but that's just because that wasn't their person. And I think they were very self-aware. And so here with the Five of Pentacles, it's like, well, I chose myself because I wasn't going to choose someone that I was going to end up hurting. So this person emotionally has cut out their emotions for a while, but I feel like with you, they're trying to open up their emotions, but it just takes a while for them to nurture the commitment or the relationship. And they really need to they need to feel like they can trust, and they need to feel like they can be in service. Like this person likes to be in service to their partner. So when they feel that they're not providing anything to the relationship, then they don't feel like they're being useful. And in those past relationships, I just feel like they were quick hookups or something. So anyway, with the Queen of Pentacles being here, I feel that this person wants to be supportive, and they are a very supportive and generous person when they are committed, but they've been maybe single for a while because they were waiting to choose someone that they could emotionally open up to. So if that's their negative quality, it could be that it was one, but it could be one that's shifting. I think they're on a new journey in life, and they're crossing that bridge. That's kind of what I'm getting here with the Seven of Wands and the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune. Like I get things are changing for them, but they still need to cross the bridge or something. Could be dealing with a Capricorn, a Cancer, or a Gemini. I'm also seeing Aries, Libra, Sagittarius, Leo, all fire signs here. Sagittarius, Libra again, Scorpio. I'm not gonna lie, for some of my party, like, yeah, you were dealing with someone who was involved in third party shit, like, you know, or like kind of like cheated or lied on a previous partner, and that was a really negative trait. Or they just were someone who was kind of a player. I'm getting you're dealing with someone who was a player. and very impulsive, like always took the easy way out to like get out of these situations in love that they were caught in. Play over there. All right. So let's see though the energy between you two in this connection. I told you that their energy could be changing with you. Welcome change and surrender. This person may be changing with you or surrendering, like they may be acting different. Like all the things that you've heard about them isn't anything they've done to you. And it could just be that their energy is changing with you. Yeah, North Node. So welcome the change and be open to that this person can change possibly here. But I feel that you're destined, this is something you're destined to have. You're destined to go through it and welcome the change. So this is someone you could have a life-changing experience with, Pisces. At that we see trine here, so this is showing harmony in a perfect flow. So yeah, I mean their negative qualities aren't great, but maybe with you don't see them because they don't exist in your situation. So just take it as it resonates. I'm hearing she a runner, she a track star, she going away when it gets hard. That's what this person could be. But maybe, I don't know, maybe with you they're not that way. I don't know. All right. Moving on to Aries, right? Aries, sun, moon, rising, and Venus. This is your person's worst trait and best quality. All right. So we're going to get into Aries now. What is their worst trait? Oh. This person's worst trait here, Aries, is that they give a lot to their relationships when people in return weren't giving them the communication they deserved, weren't showing up, bailing on this person possibly. I feel like this person gives a lot to their relationships. When they have an open heart, they tend to be like when they're in it, they're in it and they show up 100% and they have a very loving, kind heart. And I feel that this person, when they give, they give it all. And in return, it led to a lot of unfair situations for this person with the Justice card in reverse. Like it was just like a lot of times they're so loving and giving that it's borderlining like being taken advantage of. And I feel like a lot of times this person did get taken advantage of. With the Nine of Swords being here, this person had a lot of like guilt or like kind of paralyzed by their own fears because of how much they've given out to others. Like, and I don't mean giving out like their goodies, but I mean like giving out like their heart or giving out their kindness or giving out their willingness to just be I feel like this person's very acts of service, but also very like loving and a listening ear or something. And in return, they left to a lot of times of being easily manipulated. And I get that this person has an anxious attachment as well. So this could be someone here, Aries, who would give and then be like not hearing from someone for weeks on end and not wondering where they stood and kind of like crying or like calling up a friend or a family member being like, you know, stressing about it because they don't know if they're overthinking it. But really, like these people were just treating them like shit. So, oh man, this is a really nice person. That's what I'm getting here, like a very sweet, sensitive soul. And so I feel like they looked at where they were putting their time and their energy, and then they would always be exposed to these players, these very emotionally manipulative players who were possibly dealing with multiple people. Like, oh, well, they weren't around. Yeah, they weren't giving you the same time and energy because they were dealing with like two other people. So I do feel like with the Knight over in reverse, this is someone here who dealt with a lot of unfaithful, like I feel like this person's definitely been cheated on. But if not, then they just were dealing with very insincere individuals who just didn't give the level that they were giving. And that is their worst trait, is that when people don't give to them, they press harder and try to give more instead of being like, fuck no, like I ain't have someone treat me like that, I'm out. No, this person like stays in and tries to overcompensate because they just want to be loved. Damn. All right, let's get into their best quality now. Best quality. Their best quality is their decisiveness to move on from the pain. Like in the moment, it was hard for them because they couldn't see clearly. With that moon card, sometimes you get lost in the fear and the illusion of it all. But I do feel this person's out of it now and has been healing from it. And they've been expressing their goals and what they're striving for is healing and a sense of more about stability and security within a relationship than about love. So I feel that this person has their best quality is that they've made decisions to find security within themselves before they go looking in other houses, and they have now a secure foundation. I feel like this person also during that time worked a lot and kind of became a workaholic. So their money could be looking really good here, Aries. So they feel very secure and safe within themselves because love wasn't a safe place, but work might have always been a place that they felt very confident in because you can always make more. You can always have more. And so with the Fool card to the Star, this person is an optimistic person who believes in I think this person is not going to replay the past. Like they really are ready for the new. Okay, with the Fool and the Star card, this is someone who is ready for a new beginning, inspired to begin again, and maybe in a really great financial place that they feel like they can do anything because money's not an issue for some. If it's not that money's not an issue and that they feel secure, it's just this person's excited for the new and has been healing and making sure that they feel secure and safe within themselves before they get into something new so that they feel confident within themselves. Whereas before, like their bad habit was that they kind of need reassurance from the partner that they were enough. But now they've healed that wound and feel enough within themselves to move into new beginnings. Okay, so I feel like this person's very optimistic and has a lot of hope that there's always something new out there for them. And so that mindset may be very attractive to you. Could be dealing with a Virgo, Gemini, an Aries, or an Aquarius. And then we see Pisces, Libra, Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for liking the live. All right, next. Oh, last but not least, Taurus. It's Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sun, Moon, and Rising Venus. Yeah, that's it. Oh, wait. Aries, I didn't do the connection between you two. Hold on. The connection between you two. Oh, I like this. So this connection allows a lot of play, a lot of fun in the connection, someone you can laugh with, enjoy your time spent. And at the same time, there's an emotional opening between you two where you guys can talk about pain but not sit in it. And you two are a relaxer for one another. You two can have a lot of fun together and also just vibe off each other. I feel like there is an intuitive connection to you where it's giving like a sense of fun, but also a sense of deep sincerity and compassion to one another with the water and the house five. So I really like this energy. It's giving it's really exciting. It is. It's exciting and it's but the spiritual connection gives it a like I don't even know if you had to know this person's past because it's kind of giving Aries like I could look at you and I totally see it. Like I don't even need to know what happened in your past to know. Like I feel like you knew this person before they even told you about themselves or something like that. Does that make sense? But also you just want I feel like you uplift this person or you two uplift each other by spending time together. I just get a lot of laughter and fun. All right, moving on to just want to come out. Earth sign. You could also be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This relationship takes patience and time. It takes time to build this relationship. But if you guys focus on the fun, the more you get out of it. Okay. Taurus, it's your turn. Okay, so we're going to get into their most toxic trait and their best quality for Taurus. Let's get into the toxic trait. This person's worst trait, Taurus, is that they isolate. They like spending time alone. You don't really know what's going on in their life or what they're up to because they're kind of always searching on their own for when's my life going or when's it going to begin and not seeing. I feel like they have a negative mindset on the way that they look at the world. And so they're always fighting against life instead of trying to work with it. So this could be someone here who always feels like life is unfair or the things that have happened to them has been fair. This also can be someone who treats or what did I say? Treats? No, this is also someone here who does unfair things to get a win. You know, this is someone here who can sometimes fight for their point of view, but ultimately always is making the decision. You know, they always are fighting for their point of view and making the decision because they need to feel safe and secure within themselves. So I feel like this person doesn't really want to open up to you is the problem. This person doesn't want to open up to you and they're fine with the way it is because that's just the way life is. Like they have a very pessimistic view on life towards like this is just the way life is. And like I just need to be alone right now. You know, or they may shut down and be like, it's just not a good time. I don't want to talk about it, you know? And so you don't really know where this person stands often. And it feels like they don't realize why life isn't working out for them, but it may be their own not being able to recognize themselves or really see themselves into like if you keep saying, oh, well, that's just life. When you say that, you're just like at a complete opposite reversal because you have no awareness to the things you're doing. You're unconscious. This person's unconsciously aware of how the situations have played out and why they've played out. And then at the same time says like that sucked and I couldn't even see that coming and blah 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 blah. And actually, if they would have seen, like, I'm getting here, a lot of the reason why things aren't happening for them is due to their own isolation, or the way that they have a lack of awareness of what they do or how things end up working out for them. Like, there's an unawareness. They don't see it. That's just life. No. Like, they may say things like straight up, like, I'm just not lucky, or yeah, my luck, like someone who's overly sarcastic or something. I mean, a very pessimistic view here. Like, they take no responsibility for why a situation has occurred with you or why their life has happened the way that it's happened. Like, they don't take responsibility for that. And then they just spend a lot of time alone just thinking about arguments or situations that went down. And then just saying it's fine and it's not fine. But they're going to move on anyways, Yeah, I feel like they do things the hard way with the Ten of Wands here, Taurus. They do things the hard way. And so that leads them to a lot of shut doors, or has led them to have a lot of transitions in their life, because it's almost like a secular nature that they keep having the same situation happen to them, but they don't take accountability for why it's happening. But they've made a decision that it's going to end. And they keep like quickly leaving cycles, but they just get themselves in another booby trap because it's actually the same cycle. Yeah, their worst quality is they put themselves in their own booby traps. All right. Well, let's get into their best quality. It may take this person time to reach their goals, but this is a very patient person who ends up always kind of like getting what they want, even if they're not trying or something. Like, even if the goal is delayed, or time is of the essence. This person's a very patient individual with the King of Cups and the King of Wands. It's like they know where they're going, but they're very patient about where they're going. And even if it takes them a very long time, something propels them forward into getting what they want, but it's not through them taking on this, like with the Emperor in reverse, it's not necessarily through them taking on responsibility for it, because I don't think this person actually does take the responsibility for it, but they're able to stay patient in the indifference. And so they kind of can like sit in murky waters and emotional storms for a very long time, to the point of uncomfortability, until one day you just wake up and it gets better. That's this person. Like, one day it woke up and it just got better. And that's why, Taurus, for this person, it's just life. It's just life. That's just life, because they know how to stay in an emotional storm and get out of it, or they know how to sit and wait until it's time. It's giving like crocodile energy, like that crocodile that's waiting, and they're just sitting there in the water, but you don't really like trust that crocodile, because it can develop speed, and then like that's kind of this person, where it's like they just kind of sit and they wait, but they always get the opportunity. But even if it takes them forever, they'll wait that opportunity out. Are you dealing with another Taurus? Because this kind of sounds like Taurus energy to me, or maybe a fixed placement, like a Scorpio or a Leo here Leo's confirmed twice. Like they can sit and wait out emotional storms for a very long time, which ends up to be a personal power or driving force, because then they eventually, like from sitting in such residue of emotional burnout, the opposite of that can turn into, I need to feel good. Okay, I'm going to go where it feels good. Okay, I'm going, oh, okay, I went this way. Okay, but now I'm going to go back that way and I'm just going to go towards the light. Okay, follow the light, follow the light. Okay, I'm there. And so it's like they're always trying to like follow the light. Even if they're not the most optimistic person, they have a lot of energy in them to keep going. Like this person's persistent as hell. And that's their best trait, is that they're very persistent, even through long periods of stillness. Could be dealing with a Leo, a Scorpio, or a Leo. I'm also seeing they don't make decisions. This person has a very hard time making decisions too. So they kind of just wait until they feel better. And then once they feel optimistic and they know they're going to win, they charge ahead in knowing that it's a win. But anything that's unsure or a risk, they don't take risk, is what I'm getting. Could be dealing with a Sagittarius, a Capricorn, a Libra, or a Virgo here. All right. So that's what I hope. That's what I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the reads tonight. They were a little different. This one, I felt I went a little bit faster as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will catch you guys in the next read. You're welcome, Marmar. Like I said, no timestamps posted. So I'm not sure how this is going to go in terms of, I know my comments are going to, I'm just not going to respond. I'm just not going to respond to the comments. But yeah, if you guys find your zodiac sign, please post it in the comments and yeah, help me out. I appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next read. I may be on for late night tarot again, and we'll do this person's thoughts about you late at night. I may be back for that one. So yeah, let them figure it out. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Marmar. I appreciate the